let's talk about my first bag. So it has one big space. Hey guys, it's Tamika Lynn. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. So this is part 2 of my luxury luggage collection video. In this video, I'm going to talk about my honest opinion and give you guys my honest thoughts on purchasing and owning luxury luggage. If you have not watched part 1, I'm going to link it below. Please go back and watch that video. On that video, I discussed the pieces that were in my luxury luggage collection. And as a follow-up to that video, today, we are going to talk about what I think about it. So during that video, I went over, I have 3 Keepalls and then a Horizon rolling bag. So the Horizon rolling bag I bought as a set. So the Keepall and the Horizon rolling bag was a set that we purchased together because we wanted to have, or I wanted to have, and my husband, said, of course, I wanted to have, a full set. The other 2 bags, one I've had for about 13 or so years. And then the second one is just my absolute favorite of all times. It's probably the top bag, whether that be purse, luggage, whatever. It's the top bag that I own. I love that bag, more than anything else that I own. And I mean, I have some bags in my collection that I love, but that beauty is just my favorite. It holds, a special place in my heart. But getting on to what I wanted to discuss today. So when I first bought my first Keepall, what I noticed is that although I would carry it, I didn't carry it, that often. Meaning for the amount I had invested in that purchase, you would think I would just carry it, whenever I traveled, wherever I went, but I didn't find myself really doing that. Partially because it was a pretty heavy bag. And then secondly, it was the size. So it was a size 55. So 55 centimeters. So it's a fairly, big bag. The more items you put in it, the bag gets heavier and heavier. And I mean, it kills your shoulder. If you're wearing it on your shoulder, and then if you're carrying it by hand, because it doesn't have wheels, it gets extremely heavy. So imagine, carrying this bag running through the airport. It just wasn't, I would say, it just wasn't the best and most ideal situation for me because, like I said, the bag got very heavy. I carried it last probably a year ago, and we were in Venice for the weekend. And in Venice, there's a ton of canals, so you're going up and over, stairs all throughout Venice. So here I am, carrying this bag because my husband was carrying, other things. I'm carrying this bag across my shoulder. It's killing me. I swapped positions several times as we were walking back because we had parked, at the parking garage because you can't drive inside of Venice, right? So you can train in, you could drive, but as far as the actual island of Venice, where we were at, you don't really drive. In the island, the travel is by boat. So I'm going up and down these stairs carrying this very heavy, luggage or, duffel bag, however you want to say it. But so I was like, gosh, this, is not the greatest. So although I love the bag, it's probably something I could have done without in that size because it was so big. Now, if my husband was carrying it, or when we travel, if he carries it and he doesn't find it heavy, then, that's great. But as far as me, I just find the bag to be a bit big and heavy, unless, I keep it light. But I don't regret the purchase because I did love the bag, and I still do. I feel like it has worn well over the years. No cracks in the canvas, nothing. Some of the gold hardware has started to tarnish a bit, which there's products that you can use to try to, reverse that, but I've never done anything, like that. But for the most part, the bag is in excellent condition, and I feel like I've gotten, use out of it, and it's something that I'll have forever in my collection. Now, fast forward to the newer items that I've purchased. So the second being the set, right? So the Keepall 50 and the Horizon. And I'll insert a picture of this set that I'm talking about. So for this set, I love it. I was really adamant about buying a complete set before we left Europe. That's just something that I wanted. I wanted to have, the rolling bag and the matching duffel to go with it, right? And, after talking it over with my husband, he was like, yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. I can use it as well sometimes. And so, we decided to go ahead and purchase. Now, we would never check these bags. So the only time we're carrying these bags is if they're carry-on. So if it's a flight, like for instance, when we were flying throughout Europe, there were airlines that, the flights would be extremely cheap, but there might not be a lot of overhead bin. So on those type of flights, I wouldn't dare take these luggages with me. So I had a very nice Samsonite rolling bag that I would take. We have very nice backpacks that we would take sometimes, but depending on, where we were going, we would not, bring these bags with us, even though we had invested, quite a lot of money into buying them. So that's a con, right? Because you have these bags that, you've bought, but depending on where you're going and the parameters of where you're going, you might not be able to take them for risk of them being stolen if they're out of your eyesight. So that would be a con. I do feel as if when you're traveling though, and you're able to take them, I do feel they are worth it if it's something that you desire. What I noticed the last time I carried the Horizon, and it's a size 55 as well. I was pregnant. I was 8 months pregnant. So we had requested a wheelchair for me because we were, swapping flights. We had a layover, didn't want to risk, making it to the plane too late. I couldn't run, that type of thing. So we did request a wheelchair. So the attendant who was pushing me, he was helping me with my bags, and he was like, he threw my luggage underneath the wheelchair. Just the way he handled it would not be the way I would handle it. So my stress level was extremely high. So it's already high that I'm 8 months pregnant, going on a long flight. But the way he was handling this luggage, I was like, is he crazy? But, to him, he's just like, it's luggage, right? To me, it's like an investment. So I was like, yeah, this is just too stressful. So again, that's another con, right? So the person handling my bag when they were trying to help me through the airport did not handle it in the way that I would. So, potentially it could have gotten damaged, right? So nicks or scratches. And luggage does get nicks and scratches. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is just the way it was just being handled, it could have easily, the canvas could have been scratched or torn or something like that. And then it would have simply been, on me. It's not going to be something that would be replaced by Louis Vuitton if I, cut the canvas by accident because of the way, I'm handling the bag. So that was just not the greatest experience. And it made me like, in my head, I was like, gosh, I probably shouldn't have carried this. But we were, traveling back to the States, and that luggage was actually filled with purses. so that there was a method behind my madness. But so yeah, it stressed me out. And then my last piece, which is, I'm going to show you guys because I have to show you guys. So it's this beauty. And this is the Keepall 50. And this bag is leather. Unlike the other bags, they're coated canvas. This one is pure leather. This was one of Virgil Abloh's last pieces. And it is part of the men's collection. So the hardware is silver. The strap has remnants of pink and blue. It's, you know, gradient throughout, blue underneath. It has the bandolier. And then the inside is like this beautiful royal blue color. So this particular bag, I actually haven't personally carried. My husband has carried it while we were traveling. And he found it to be easier to handle than the other bags because I think it's more pliable, but I think it can be heavier because of the leather. But he enjoyed carrying this bag, and I also think it might be because the bag is just so gorgeous. I mean, it's a showstopper. As we were going through the airport, I mean, so many people were looking. I mean, it was insane. At one point, we had a layover, so we were in the Delta Lounge, and this lady came up asking that, you know, we want to sell the bag. And I mean, it was crazy, but this particular bag is definitely my favorite. If I had to get rid of the other three, I definitely would part with them before I parted with this one. So, do you need 3 Keepalls? Absolutely not. It's just that, you know, my first one, I bought bigger and I've had it for so very long. Then the second one we bought as the complete set. And then the third one I bought simply because of what it represented, the rareness of it, because it was a limited edition, limited collection. It's not available, you know, it's not available anymore, but it wasn't readily available when it was released either. So it was one of those collectible pieces that I definitely wanted to have in my collection. And it's definitely a piece that, you know, I would keep forever. So do you need multiple Keepalls? No. In my opinion, you do not. Can you get away with 1 Keepall? Absolutely. And I would suggest if you were interested in buying a Keepall, buy something that you feel as if you would be able to utilize in any condition. So whether that's rain, sleet, snow. It comes in the traditional brown monogram with vachetta right here. And that's extremely popular, the same with the Keepall. But for me, I was just afraid of the wear and tear that would occur having that untreated vachetta on those bags. So I opted for the Eclipse monogram with the black leather. Sorry, my nose is itching. I opted for the Eclipse monogram because I wanted a more carefree bag. I didn't want to have to be stressed out about watermarks or water stains or oil stains. I didn't want to have to worry about that. So if you're interested in a Keepall, I would definitely suggest that you really think about it and you get something that you'll be able to utilize. So when you're, you know, determining the size bag you want, you know, make sense for your lifestyle. And then as far as the material you want, again, it needs to make sense for your lifestyle and take in consideration when you would and would not be able to utilize the bag. Lastly, regarding the Horizon, which is the rolling bag that I just showed you guys. Do I feel like that's needed? No, it's not. I have a Samsonite carry-on. I have other brands that I can't even tell you the names of, but those bags work just as well as, you know, this one. It was more so just a want, not a need. Did I want these bags? Absolutely. Did I need them? No, I could have got by with other carry-ons. You know, just because it's Louis Vuitton, it doesn't make it, you know, hold more, or it doesn't make me get to my plane faster. It doesn't make me, you know, get off the plane faster. It doesn't give me a preferred seat. None of that. I mean, that's all gonna be money I spend out of my pocket if I want to upgrade my seat. But the point I'm trying to make is that the bag doesn't do anything extra in your life. It's just, it brings me joy because I enjoy purchasing luxury items, and I enjoy purchasing from Louis Vuitton, in addition to other fashion houses. So I hope you have got something out of this video. Again, if you haven't saw part 1, I encourage you to go back and take a look at that, where I kind of show you the bags more in detail. But if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear from you down below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you own any luxury luggage? Do you think it's wasteful? Or do you think it's one of those things that's an investment? I do know a lot of folks that would say, oh, that is so wasteful, you know, to purchase, you know, those, you know, luggage bags. But it's my money and it's not wasteful to me. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we can say is wasteful in other folks' lives. So I'm more of the mindset of to each his own. So whatever makes you happy, if you could afford it, do it. If not, don't. Simple as that. So I have enjoyed talking to you guys. I know this video was a little bit different. It's just me yapping, but I did want to give my thoughts on owning these bags. And the biggest question is, if I had to do it all over again, would I? And I would say that I probably would buy another set if I had to do it all over again. So I would want a matching set, and I definitely would buy this 1,000 times over if I had to do it all over again. Because that's just, I swear, it's just such a beautiful bag, and it's basically priceless at this point. Unfortunately, Virgil was just such a creative, and his loss to the fashion community, I mean, that bag is just priceless. But I have enjoyed, like I said, talking to you guys today. So if you're not following me, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Come on back and keep watching my videos. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, and feel free to share this video with your friends. Until next time, you guys be safe. Talk to you later.